Hey guys, welcome to the next episode and lesson in this video series on how to build boundless confidence that's just oozing out of you. If you haven't already, make sure you subscribe and you click the bell notification icon, or unfortunately, YouTube won't show you my videos. And if you haven't already, check out my two previous videos in the course. The first one was on the factors that lead to crippling self-doubt and destroy your confidence, and how in the film Black Panther, King T'Challa or Chadwick Boseman displayed that oozing level of charisma that you definitely want to build. So let's get into today's video. 4 books that help you to build more confidence. Now, I get asked this question all the time. I tend to read between 30 and 50 books a year. So I always post my reviews on Goodreads. I'll leave my profile down below so you can connect with me on there if you want to see those. But one of the questions I get asked really often is, what book should I read to be more confident, to build my self-esteem and to build self-love? Well, these are the 4 that I would recommend. The first one is Mastery of Love by Don Miguel Ruiz. And this is a fantastic book. It's quite poetic, it's quite allegorical, so there's a lot of metaphors. One of my favorite analogies that he makes in the book is, imagine everyone in the world had a disease from birth. And that disease was, you had these massive burns all over your body. And so you're walking around and you bump into someone on your way to work, on your commute, and they react really angrily. They're like, ah, and they swear at you. And so every single day, people are walking around with this disease that has no cure. And the analogy that he's trying to make in the book is that that's exactly what happens. That when somebody reacts to you, it's not you or the situation that they're reacting to. It's themselves. It's the pain or the trauma they may have experienced that's making them angry, and they may be having a bad day. So when you bump into them on your commute, on the tube, it's not about you, it's about them. And if you can heal your own wounds, imagine what that would be like to walk around in this world full of disease, full of all these people who are suffering with these burns. And how does this link to confidence? Well, it helped me to understand that if I can master myself, if I can bend the energy within, if I quote Avatar, The Last Airbender, then it's gonna help me to work on the thing that I can control, and that's my reality, my thoughts, my feelings, and my speech, my behavior, my character. And if I'm less angry, if I'm less full of self-doubt, less full of nerves, fear, all those things, it's going to help me to glide gracefully through all of these situations that can affect your confidence, like having a really difficult conversation with your partner, like having a really difficult conversation with your teacher, like dealing with failure, dealing with death, loss, grief, heartbreak, all these things that affect us, that ultimately you are responsible for you. And if you can master you, everything else becomes a little bit easier. There's one less problem in the world. The next must-read book that I would recommend is 6 Pillars of Self-Esteem by Nathaniel Branden. Now, I'm sure there's plenty of book summaries out there, but in a nutshell, this is what it taught me, that the more self-acceptance you generate, so being okay with having a bald patch or having a hole in your beard like I had a few months ago, or, making loads of videos and not getting thousands of views, the more you accept where you are right now, the higher your self-esteem is going to go. And self-esteem, self-compassion is what leads to long-term confidence. So often we focus on the external things, building more muscle, focusing on being able to talk better, or how my eye contact should be, or how I should talk to people. These are all external things, but if you can master your state and your psychology, it's going to be so much easier. And the 2 books that I've suggested here, they go really deep into this, that there are 6 pillars of creating self-esteem. And in this book, I've left links in the description for all of these, so don't worry about having to find them. It's going to help you to understand how exactly you find those pillars, maintain those pillars, and build the kind of self-confidence that you've always wanted. The next book is Self-Compassion by Kristin Neff. And I mentioned in the previous videos in this course about the difference between self-esteem and self-compassion. And she goes really deep into this, letting go of the insecurities, the self-talk, the mental movie that just hampers your success on a day-to-day basis. Imagine you're walking around every single day and you had, a clone of you standing next to you, sitting next to you all of the time, just berating you, criticizing you. Oh, you shouldn't have done that. Oh, you woke up a bit late there. You're not doing your exercises properly. You should have been early. You haven't prepared on time. You reacted angrily. You made this mistake here. If you wouldn't talk to your best friend like that, why is it that you talk to yourself like that? And one of the hacks that I found from this book was changing the I in your self-talk. So I do this, I do that to you, and trying to externalize your language to create a layer of distance between the thoughts that you hear, which aren't always real, and the way that you feel. That if you can separate the two, if you can create a distance between what you think and how you feel, it's going to build the self-compassion that you need. And when you focus on self-esteem, which is all about the external things, there is a danger of creating a narcissistic personality. And instead, if you focus on self-compassion, being kind to yourself, it sounds really fluffy, but what does that mean? Well, like I said earlier, accepting that I have a bald patch on my head. That's okay, like I'll rock it. I'll go bald, skinhead, get some glasses. I've still got a nice beard, a great smile, a fantastic personality, and all those other things. But if you write those things down, if I can say to me that it's okay you have balding hair, or it's okay that this video only got 100 views, or it's okay that this person rejected you, or you went through heartbreak, or this person caused you pain, if I can accept that, it's gonna help me to be kinder to myself. That if I'm a woman, I don't have to look a particular way. If I'm a man, I don't have to look a particular way. If I'm transgender, I don't have to look and behave a certain way. That when we accept who we really are, who you really are, you generate self-compassion. And there are countless people who are all body shapes and sizes, all kinds of personalities, all kinds of interests, who I've met. They don't fit the classic mold that the media gives us, but they fit their own mold. They break the mold of society and create their own trail. And if you can learn to do that, and this book will teach you how, link is in the description, not a sponsored video, you're gonna build that kind of confidence that you've always wanted. The next one is an academic book by Olivia Cobain. I hope I'm saying that correctly. And it's called The Charisma Myth. And this book gives you practical exercises that you might think are unimportant as you're reading them, that will really help you to build that charisma that you want and to build it in your own unique way. And one of my favorite quotes from the book was that resentment, when we resent other people for who they are, the way they are, it's like drinking a poison and waiting for the other person to die. It's a curved blade. Anger is a curved blade. Resentment is a curved blade that we may be directing our negative energy towards someone else, but we're bitching, whining, you're complaining about your boss, complaining about your job, but that's not going to change them. It's only going to hurt you. And you can cry, whine, complain, kick and scream all day about it, but nothing is actually going to change other than how you feel. They're not going to walk around with that thought or feeling. They're still going to wake up tomorrow, brush their teeth and go to the toilet. You feeling that way, having that anger and resentment is not going to change anything. So that was one of my personal takeaways that I really enjoyed in the book. And those are the 4 steps, books that you can read that have practical information. None of this fluff that you get, that you should definitely go check out. Like I said, I've put links in the description that you can go and buy those books for yourself and check them out. Check out the author's work as well, some really valuable information there. And make sure you subscribe and you comment below, otherwise you won't know about future videos unless you click that ding 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 bell icon. And I'll see you in the next video of this Boundless Confidence series. Peace.